All right. All right. Welcome back to Podular. Guys, this is episode 8. We are in New Orleans for the night. Welcome, Nate. How's it going, buddy?
It's going good. It is December 19th, 2024, and we're a week and a half out of one of the only, is it the only 3 night run of 2024 that we're getting aside from Camp Elsewhere?
Yes, that was what I was about to say, aside from Camp Elsewhere.
Yes. So I'm very excited. I'm feeling really good.
I am
It's
too.
Christmas season. Look at us.
Would you
We
there,
did
no
not
one
talk about this.
no one's gonna believe that though. We
What do you
did
got on?
not.
What do you got
I've
on?
got world champion Braves ugly sweater. We got
hmm
Blooper in the middle, who's the Philly Fanatics more refined cousin. He's the one that
Still an still
you
an
know
absolute menace, you know.
yeah, still a menace to society, but he's got a I don't know, like a 401k and a good job. What what you what you got on there, Nate?
Mine's kind of STS9 themed too. Of course, you're always repping the A. I've got the
Yes,
the Darth Vader, Merry
there we go.
Sithmas,
Merry
Target's
Sithmas.
finest.
Target.
Yep.
The finest blend of fabric.
But how about starting things off with cutting off a tap in 10 seconds in? You think people are gonna be mad about that?
Ooh. I man, I 2015 was a hell of a year for David Phipps. I know
hmm
Alana kind of takes over the last part of that clip and does some really cool bass work where she kind of turns that tone to tap in, but she's still playing Sissy Strut.
Yeah.
You got some call teases about 45 seconds before that, but couldn't help but notice David Phipps on that one, man, and
Oof.
it got me thinking. It's something we haven't talked a whole lot about, but looking back on previous years, 2015, in particular, was David Phipps the MVP of that entire year? He might have been.
It's a conversation for an entire episode about
Of course it is.
2015. I'm not
Yes.
going to speak on that right now. It's a loaded question to start off. But when I think of New Orleans, I think of a few things: Bourbon Street, Lil
Yes.
Wayne, crawfish,
Gumbo.
gumbo. You know,
Beignets.
beignets, definitely a lot of food stuff. But
Voodoo.
you got to be thinking about bands like the Meters, right? So we
Yes.
thought, what better to start things off from a little snippet from the 2015 Alana's birthday show, March 14th, Sissy Strut and to Tap In. Really great stuff. But yeah, welcome to episode 8. We've got an awesome agenda for you guys here with the New Year's Eve run coming up here. We're going to do a little bit of outlook on some goings on in the New Orleans area for that week. We're going to be talking through the time capsule of STS9 in the city of New Orleans, like we typically do with upcoming runs here. So we got some clips for you guys. We're gonna be hitting on the playlist contest or the New Year's Eve getaway and talking through giveaway. My bad. Talking through some of our favorite playlists on there. We got a give and hot take from Scotty, and then we're gonna do some predictions for the New Year's Eve run. So
Yes.
um, start things off here, Scotty. We have a theme. We
We
have
do.
a theme. Talk about it a little bit.
Do you have it? Do you have it written down in front of you? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've got it right here. Harmony Universal, I think is what you were saying.
I
Yes.
think that's correct. I think that's
Yeah.
correct. What if I completely just threw you under the bus? Like, oh, look, your first mispronounced word into your new microphone.
Exactly. No, but this is STS9 presents Harmony Universal, inspired by a dance to the music of time. These shows honor the harmony of music and dance, reflecting the order of the cosmos. Join us at the Joy Theater as we celebrate NOLA's French roots with a dance party that transcends time and space. Sounds pretty on brand to me. I don't know. Sounds like
Yes.
STS9 News.
It sounds pretty great. Shout to Taylor Houston Morgan on all of the artwork on this. It looks like
Crushing it. Crushing it.
all year, man, and we are absolutely planning on having Taylor on here in due time, because he's really put the team on his back, so to speak, in terms of artwork for a majority, if not all, of this past year has been mostly Taylor's art direction. And man, what a cool way to cap it off. It very very New Orleans influenced, as we would expect from this band. Wherever they're going, they're going to respect the roots of of where they're playing, especially something so rich like New Orleans with music history.
French Roots. You think we finally
Yes.
get that Justice cover? Maybe you think maybe a Daft Punk cover? I don't
Oh,
know. I
I
don't
didn't even
know.
think about that.
I think the shows will lean jazz heavy.
Okay.
I mean, anytime they play New Orleans, they dip into quite a bit of jazz. They get into all their bags, but as we'll kind of go through on some of this stuff, but I think a lot of fun is going to be had. So, Scotty, there's a lot of fun going on outside of the shows as well.
Yes,
What we
there
got
is.
going on? Yeah.
Let's see. We got an STS9 Lounge meetup. It looks like a little sticker swap at Pat O'Brien's Courtyard Restaurant that is on Bourbon Street, 626 Bourbon Street, New Orleans, Louisiana. I apologize. I forgot to write down the time on that one, but I believe that's 4:30 till, 7 or whenever you leave off to the show. You want me to do late
Pat
nights too?
O'Brien's. Pat O'Brien's. I've gotten very drunk there before. Home of the Hurricane, original
Okay.
Hurricane. So go and get yourself some Hurricanes. Go and trade yourself some stickers. That's gonna be fun. Um, man, we've got some late nights here, right? I
Yes,
mean, we're
sir.
starting things off with a guy named Zach Velmer, right?
I've heard of them.
Extended DJ set at Cafe Istanbul. Which night is that? Is that the 30th? Is
That's
that the 20
31st. That's
31st? That's
31st.
on New Year's Eve.
That is New Year's Eve.
Good way to start 2025 for sure is
Hmm.
with, and I'll tell you what, the Zach DJ sets have been getting better and better. The one at Resonate this year was really awesome. He threw down some really cool bass tracks that I'd never heard before. Um, Seems like he's been putting a lot of time into that over the past few years and improving those DJ sets. So that'll be awesome. That's 2372 St. Cloud Avenue. We've got some openers there.
Picking Blake.
Wake and Blake, my bad, and Head Bob. And then we got visuals by B1R. Get your minds out of the gutter, folks. Pawn and Captain Sasquatch. And we've got Lasers, Taj Lasers, TAJ Lasers by John Luke and McFarlane. That starts at 1:30. So that should be a lot of fun for sure. Then we got one more
Yes.
here, right?
We got one more. And should we go ahead and break next week's guest at the same time?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So, guys, the other late night that's happening on December the 30th is actually next week's guest, Mr. Rohan Solo. We are so pumped to have Rohan on the show next week. He is, he's been opening up for STS9 for a little bit now. His late night is also with Wake and Blake, also another friend of the show, DJ McNice,
Let's
also
go,
Head Bob.
Dan.
Yes, sir. Two-tone Geiger Marigold. That's December 30th, 11 p.m. until late. So it's going to be late. Two rooms of music going on at the same time. That's at Santos Bar, 1135 Decatur, New Orleans. And we got Rohan next week for our second episode, or our second installment, rather, of our artist series. He's going to be talking STS9. We're going to be talking his music and just a bunch of really cool stuff. Really excited for that episode.
Awesome stuff. And of course, the main event going on at the Joy Theater. So that's exciting.
Yes.
I've never been to the Joy Theater. Scotty, have you been to the Joy Theater?
I have been to the Joy Theater. It's one of my favorite STS9 stories. I was working on Halloween at a smoke shop that I used to run in Oxford, Mississippi in college. And I had a buddy of mine who had never seen STS9. His name's Andrew Couillard. And we were talking, and he was just hanging out in the shop. And I was like, hey, man, I'm thinking about driving to New Orleans. Would you like to come and see this band that you've never seen before? And he was down. So me and my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, Kate, we shut down the shop and drove down. It was a Widespread Panic late night at the Joy Theater. And so we missed Panic, unfortunately, because the Tribe late night was sold out. We stood outside of the Joy Theater for 3 hours trying to get a ticket for Cool Yard. I had a photo pass, and Kate had a ticket. And we almost didn't get him in. I convinced the security guard to let me put my photo pass on him last minute and got him into his first Sound Tribe show. And they played till like 4:30 in the morning, I think.
Woo.
That night. And yeah, that was 2013. That's the only time I've ever been, but very fond memories of that place, and a very cool room. I really enjoyed it as a venue, a cool upper balcony area. That's usually where I do most of my tribing at. So yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah, I know it's been renovated since they've
Hmm.
been
Has
back
it?
in 2017. Yeah, I
Cool.
was taking a look at it today, and it looks like they've updated the balcony. I know people were talking about it back in 2017 and being like, "Hey, it's a really cool place to see them," but that place is falling apart a little bit. But
Yeah.
it looks like it got quite a facelift right before COVID, so should
Nice.
be ripe and ready. Yeah, man, that first clip that we talked about, the sissy strut and the tap in, you get a little call jam tease in there. I believe that was a Buku late night, and then the first two nights of this New Year's run could be looked at as Billy Strings late nights. I mean, right?
Potentially.
Aren't these shows aren't starting until 11, I don't think, on
Is that
the
right?
29th and 30th. Yes.
Wow.
So that'd be a pretty cool night to hit Billy, maybe the first set of Billy if you're someone like me that didn't
I
wouldn't
was,
want to miss anything at the STS9
yeah.
show.
Are
But
you considering doing that?
it's just a thought that popped in my head today as I realized that the first two nights are late shows. So it's
I've never done I've never been in a opportunity to do that other than that Panic weekend where I didn't really get there in time, but that sounds like so much fucking fun. It would be
yeah,
really cool if Atlanta was laid out more like that when Panic and Tribe did their
yeah,
things
at the
there.
Fox. Yep.
If Tribe played a little bit later and we could get in like a good set of Panic and then zip over, I'd be all about that.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well, let's get back into the clips here. We're gonna go back to that show for the first clip of our STS9 time capsule. We're gonna go back to that exact same show here and hit you with this first clip. Dance.
Dance.
My God. That's good fashion, like good clean family fun right there, right? A little bit of
It
50 Cent in there, a little bit of nod to Alana's birthday. Just really fun stuff.
Oh, that's why they played that
You just
song.
you just getting that?
God, I'm so dumb. I was literally, dude, the whole time it was playing, I was like, huh, 50 Cent, he's from New York. I guess it's kind of a party song, so New Orleans. Yeah, I guess. I did go, Shawty. It's your birthday, because it's Alana's birthday. She was playing like it was her birthday on that.
Yeah, she was. She sure
Just,
was. Yeah, I mean, like that's funny. We learn things too when we do those
yes,
shows, don't we?
yes, we do. Almost every episode, as I'm learning.
Scotty, this next clip here, we're going forward. We're staying in the Joy Theater here. Help me out a little bit with this clip. This was an Axe the Cable show that
Ac-
I actually had tickets to, and it was gonna be my first time going to New Orleans. And then I ended up having to move on this weekend. So that was a little bit tough for me. But
Man,
yeah. Were,
that's
were,
a
which were you at these shows?
I was not. My only New Orleans STS9 experience is that 2013 late night, unfortunately. Um, so no, I was not at this show. One of my best friends was, and I was super jealous of him. But yeah, a full two set Axe the Cable show, which is pretty rare. You don't come across those in the wild too much. And this next clip is, in my opinion, definitely the standout of that show. We'll break it down a little bit after we listen to it.
I'm so glad that you brought that clip into this one, Scotty. My God.
I mean,
If Pete
that's
is cool, consider me Miles Davis. Good God. Woo, that's
man.
fun.
That's
I
that's
mean,
that's everything you want out of an accent, right?
yeah.
Like,
How many two set full act shows have there been? So Gates Opera Hall,
mhm,
Chicago Old
Chicago,
Town's School of
Falls
Folk,
Church,
Falls Church,
and
this.
that. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's definitely it.
That's pretty special, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this so the Grow Call Jam,
Hmm.
which I feel like we teased that call jam with our first clip.
Yes.
This is flowing pretty nicely. So what, Miles Davis, and then back into Grow. Good
And
God.
the so what? That's only happened one other time. That was the New Year's 20. That was What
No, that
Meeting
was
Our
too
Dreams one.
too high.
You're right.
The So What happened at the Axe at Electric Forest
You're right.
in 2016, I think that was. Yeah, they
That's
did
that's
that. Yeah.
never made its way into an electric grow.
I don't think so. So what? Yeah.
I could
I'm
just be
for it.
blending my grows. Yeah, no, I'm of course. I anything
I'll
that's
just be
done.
blending my grows. Love that. Yeah, man.
Oh,
Super cool. I mean, this whole show, I think this was the first Axe Get Loud, correct? That's when
I
a
believe
lot
so.
of people finally came around, right?
It's like we have to.
uh,
It's we don't have to axe every song for it to be cool, guys. Uh,
no, but I mean, it was pretty cool.
yeah. Oh,
Uh,
it's really cool.
yeah.
Just I come on. Get Loud is such a wonderful song.
Yes, it is. Um, Now we're gonna go to 2019 with it.
Hmm.
And man, as we were going back and listening to these New Orleans shows to put together this time capsule for you guys, we could have done a whole episode on this run, I think.
I have never spent more time trying to clip out something for this show than I did this next one. I ended up completely removing what some would argue is the best part of this seg train that we're about to get into. But as we've said many times on this show, we can only play so much. But we'll get into this nice healthy clip of this 2019 clip, and then we'll react to that.
Holy crap. I got 10 on it, dude. What?
Dude, I got whatever you need on it. To think that there are 13 minutes of music in that start to finish set of segs that we did not play. There's a
Jabez,
there's
Gob
a
Nugget. I got 5 on it. Surreality, EB.
EB. We didn't play any of the EB. We didn't play any of the Jabez. And we started the Gob Nugget halfway through it. I mean, that is an onslaught of
Yes.
just wonderfully thought out music. Something I thought of as I was playing, and I was right. It just to set the time. The reason that that song came out,
Yep. Yep.
was played was because we were. New Orleans is obviously like spooky town.
Yep.
The movie Us had come out a week before that.
Yes.
Uh,
They definitely went to go see it for
yeah,
sure.
100%. Because they flipped. I got 5 on it and made it the scariest fucking horror movie song you've ever heard.
Yeah.
Uh, they did in the movie they did, and that was a week before. I just looked up the release date. This came out March 22nd. Yeah, March
Yep.
22nd. This was like
I
2 weeks.
was looking up the same things, dude.
Really? We weren't even
Yes.
texting about it. That's
No.
so funny.
Oh man. Yeah. So Little Nugget, like Us was set in Santa Cruz, I believe. Like
Oh,
the
was
Santa
it?
Cruz, I'm pretty sure the setting for that movie is in Santa Cruz, and the scary place they go underground is near the Santa Cruz boardwalk. I'm pretty sure about that. So it's got a little
Oh,
bit of West Coast Bay Area hip hop influence there
okay.
too. It's all making sense, right?
How interesting. I didn't even know that. I've
Yes.
seen the movie. I saw it in theaters, but I didn't remember that it was in Santa Cruz.
Yes. Jordan Peele, work of art. If you haven't seen it, what do you like that better or Get Out?
Honestly, I've seen Get Out more, but Us stayed with me in a really wild way because of the ending. I think I'd go Us if we're doing this or that. I think I'd say Us.
Might have to agree with you there. But talking about this run a little bit here. So This is my first time in New Orleans, and only other time in New Orleans. Had a great time. Cannot wait to get back for this New Year's run. It's at the Fillmore, which is a pretty brand new venue at the time. And this Fillmore it's inside of a casino, which that's a really cool thing. Inside of one of the
Yeah.
nice casinos. I think it's Harrah's
I've
downtown.
always wanted to do STS9 inside of a casino before.
Yeah, it was tight. I lost a lot of money at the blackjack table before, but that's all right. Nothing could hold me down going on the way into an STS9 show. But they modeled this room after the original Fillmore West in San Francisco.
Okay.
So it's scaled up to fit a few thousand more, maybe 1,000 more people than the Fillmore West, because that's a pretty small room. But man, I mean, this place was awesome. I'd love to see them return there at some point too. They had great openers. They had a really cool collaboration during the show. They started set two with something, and then first simulator in a really long time. Simulator into Forest Hue into Really What into Come Why. There's another
Hmm.
crazy segment of
Yeah.
music.
And
And then
that really what was going to be a part of the show until about 3 hours ago, and we it was kind of the last out. But that's a really good, really what, and this Kamwai that you're about to talk about is
Yeah,
excellent.
so they bring out Luke from Two Bob Crew for the drum breakdown, and it just got absolutely insane during that drum
Yes.
breakdown. It was Free came out, I think, from behind his kit, and they were like sitting on the floor with some djembes, tablas, bongos. I don't know what they are. Green jacket, gold jacket. Who gives a shit? But that one goes absolutely crazy. If you guys are taking anything away from this episode, go back to the April two-night run from 2019 on Bandcamp, April 4th and April 6th, 2019, and listen to these shows. Right before this, 13 plus minute ABCs to get started too.
Yes.
So absolutely insane. We're gonna stay in this show for these next few clips. This next clip, I want to play a little game with you guys here, and I gotta get my screen so that it's going to cooperate here. I'm gonna guess that I'll give you. I'd give someone $100 if they could tell me what song this was if they weren't familiar with this show. So without further ado, let the clip speak.
And then they just never played it like that again?
Yeah. Here, we've got a few best subs on this show. We'll get to one of the other one. Maybe maybe the rest of the clips are too, honestly. Um, certainly of the Alana era for sure. But yeah, if you didn't get it by now, that was balancing. Man, on a head fold, did that sound good in that venue?
Crazy, man. I don't remember that balancing. I realized today that I got so stuck on the other night of this run, that I didn't give the proper shine to this is the first night of this run that she just played, right?
This is the second night
This
now.
is
The first
yes,
night is
okay.
what we just listened to. So we're getting
Okay.
into the second night here.
Right.
Um, other things that
Wow.
happened. I mean, insane drum patterns. Yeah, is that even like? I guess that's a modular jam. Like I.
You could call it an earlier modular jam, but I mean that was just that was just going deep. That was just exploring places in New Orleans that are not usually safe to go in the dark like that.
Down deep dark alleys.
You got to be on your P's and Q's, man.
Yes, you do. Everybody be careful at this run for sure. Have your head on a swivel. Other stuff that went down earlier in this show. We had a common descent into Worry No More opener. Tooth into Wave Spell, 11 plus minute wave spell, huge wave spell. One of the better What Is Loves, 16 plus minutes. You got a day at a time in the tap in, Orbital 118. Man, again, really special run, but like
Yeah.
those drum patterns just make me drool from that balancing. That is a really cool one, and like you said, they never really revisited it like that. So
yeah, that's got to be like you were talking about Zach saying something along the lines at Camp Elsewhere of, sometimes it just goes somewhere. That you got to imagine that that's what happened that night, because
yeah,
you can't find me a balancing that even could shine this balancing shoes on a good day. They were just feeling the spirit on that one that night, I suppose.
this was the spirit of Christmas. That's what.
The spirit of some voodoo
No,
witch.
yeah, whatever their Santa is, man. But like, yeah, I've seen it on stage before. I think about the Gob Nugget at summer camp with Victor Wooten, where they kind of get into a drum and bass section after, and they've done that a few times recently in a few years. But before that had really been uncharted territory in that song. You could tell the rest of the band was kind of ready to finish the song up, and Zach is visibly urging them on to keep going.
Uh-huh.
And with his drum playing, and like I think that's what carried that one into the ether, right? Where it's like that man was not stopping. It was that song wasn't going to be done until Zach Belmer said so. And then they let you down with that nice spaceship ending. But yeah, next clip we're gonna stay in this show just a couple songs later. One of my favorite segues that I've seen them do. So we'll get right into that here. Jordan game
Fuck
sick.
you.
Oh my god, dude! When they bring the STS9 keys
At
back
the
in,
end, at the end,
Hunter's
when,
just busy ripping a hole
yeah,
through the universe, like
Hunter's going here and Phipps is going here,
back into
and
that alley. Yeah.
you're back into that dark, spooky alley that no man should go with children present.
Oh, good thing they got a recording of it because no one should ever go back.
I
Oh
mean,
my god, dude! So STS9 was a 10-minute STS9. That clip. That's the longest clip we played on this show, and I could not make it any shorter.
mhm.
Um, it's that the whole back end of that. It's like a 3.5 minute STS9 outro. Go back and listen to the whole thing, and how they bring that kabuki in. I mean, there's so many
It,
good old kabukis from like '04 and earlier, right? But like
sure.
there's three that really stand out to me with Alana. The one from Boulder Theater in 2015,
Mhm.
the one from the Paramount for Selector 9, and this one right here, though. This one
Yeah.
is special,
I
right?
mean, it's almost not a full kabuki, right? It almost you
No,
could al
exactly.
you could almost label it a kabuki jam.
Essence
Um,
of kabuki, yes.
yeah, yeah. It's there's they almost go straight into the middle section, and
Like
then
if they had a LaCroix flavored kabuki, that's what it would be flavored.
you know you pulled the joke out of my brain. I didn't do it because this is more than a LaCroix kabuki. This is like
This
a
is a Monster Energy drink.
yeah, this is straight no chaser shit, son. I agree with you. It's it's almost like that balancing you just played, right? It's not that balancing is by far the best balancing that's ever been played. But with this
Yeah,
kabuki, obviously there's better kabukis as a full song start to finish. But
right.
whatever the fuck that is really really great.
Yeah.
And you
Hang
don't
that
really
shit in the rafters, dude. That
yeah, you don't see it too often in Alana's area either. That was really really cool.
so awesome. Just I mean, that's one that's really sticks with me. And then like that's where I remember just photographic memory from that at the show and just being like, what the hell? They were going into Kabuki and actually have a great Dan Jenkins moment to share from this. He's next to me at that show. He turns to me, he's like, "Are they playing Shine?" And I'm like, "No, they're not playing Shine. Shut the fuck up, Dan. Listen." Like who knows? Then you start to like hear that kabuki coming on and they hit you just with the full like God, the full riff of it. And yeah, like Dan really contributes to that memory too, and sharing that with him was really special as well.
Mhm.
So great run again. If you take anything away from this episode, give that run a rinse in preparation for these New Year's shows. It'll get you pumped. For sure.
And rest in peace, Dan Jenkins. We miss
Yes,
you. I love
absolutely.
saying his name. I love thinking about him. What a special human that guy was.
Absolutely. All right, so we got one more clip here from the most recent Crescent City Light run in was that February 2007 February 2023 back at the Fillmore. This is one I kicked myself for missing, but we'll let this clip speak for the run.
Your pick for best March ever?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm there's two that come to mind. The other one I was in uh attendance with for you or with
Yes.
you.
Aspen.
Yeah, Belly
Yeah.
Up
Hmm.
in 2018.
Yeah.
Way different take than this one.
Hmm.
That one almost like got stripped down to like Axe March a little bit.
Hmm.
This one goes full modular in a interplanetary. And
Absolutely.
like the thing that they've just been doing a better and better job at in this modular era is staying within the essence of the song that the modular jam launches from and
Sure.
then returning to it, right?
Hmm.
Early modular days, you'd get a mod and then you'd get a crazy modular jam and they became more and more instrumental as well and then
Sure.
it wouldn't really ever return to the song.
Yeah.
This one not only returns to the song at the end of it here, but it kind of stays within March the whole time. You got
Sure.
folks getting you with the
Hmm.
like almost like halftime March.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, really like this one and really cool show too. I mean, this was during Mardi Gras, and there's a Ramona and Amiglio from this show with some live vocals and an in venue parade from set break up to start set two with Ramona Amiga with Big Chief Juan Pardo, who is the chief of the Golden Comanche Mardi Gras Indian tribe. So they have all these Indian tribes and local tribes and everything like that that are a big part of putting together these big floats for Mardi Gras parades and everything like that. And he was dressed in full Mardi Gras garb. That's another thing we could have clipped out here that would have been really cool. But again, we can't get to everything, but
Nope.
another reason to go back to these um, shows. But man, set two on paper, Ramona D'Amiglio, like I do, once told, and to move my peeps, Shock Doctrine into high key, back into Shock Doctrine, March, dance encore.
Mm.
Yeah.
Love a dance encore.
If that's where they left off in New Orleans, I think we're in for some pretty good shows here. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
so super pumped for the shows here. And I think we got something else to talk about. Cool
I was
little
gonna
way that
say.
STS9 did content. If you guys remember last episode, we talked about the New Year's Eve giveaway playlist contest that STS9 put together, and they've chosen their top three playlists. Your initial thoughts on these playlists, Scotty?
I mean, a great three. Neither one of ours got selected. I don't think we were too surprised about that. Um, but the ones that got picked, I mean, shared a lot of the ones that you and I had, and some popular ones. So I'll go ahead and rinse through all three of them. Set list number one, we've got Plunducky 3. We've got the Dimby from the Moody Theater, Mere Soul from Red Rocks, Just Thanks from Camp Elsewhere, To the World from the Moody, Ramon from the Moody, Monkey from the Moody, Something from Red Rocks, Squish Face from Camp Elsewhere, and From Now On from Red Rocks.
Woo!
Uh,
That's good. That one gets my vote just because I want to see Demby again. Like
okay,
because the
sure,
winner of the vote now uh gets their top song on the playlist played on New Year's Eve. So
sure.
selfishly, without even looking through the rest of the playlist, I'm voting for number one. Is my vote's been cast. I want to hear Demby in New Orleans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Set number two, Aaron Taylor, 44. Music Us at the top. New untitled track from the Moody, Squares and Cubes from Pepsi Amphitheater.
Galactic Spin Class, you mean?
Galactic Spin Class, yes. Squares and Cubes from Pepsi Amphitheater. Equinox from Cascade. STS9 from Boston. Surge from Cascade. March from Red Rocks. Evasive Maneuvers from Radius. Squish Face from Camp Elsewhere. That's the second time we've seen that Squish Face pop up. And
Common
then,
denominator for sure.
yep. And then we've got Main Green Co. Breathe In from Pine Creek at the top of his list. Um, this is not my vote, but I love that Breathe In, and it's definitely. Phew, sorry,
Bless
sneeze.
you.
Yeah,
Bless
I
you.
know. I was actually fighting that the entire last
More
list.
like sneezing. Sorry for that
That
one.
that was so bad. That breathe in from Pine Creek is definitely worth going back and listening to. And if they want to play another 16-minute breathe in New Orleans, then
I'm here for
that's
it. Yeah.
I'm happy for it. Blue Mood from Resonate, Walk to the Light from Resonate, 118 from Camp Elsewhere, Tap In from Camp Elsewhere, Improv Part 2 from Camp Elsewhere. The only person that put an improv on their list. Good
I
on you.
that one was on mine.
Sorry, the only person on these three
Yeah.
that put
Come
on.
on, bro. Bro,
Uh
that improv track smacks, bro.
yes, it does. Hey, watch this, watch this. Come Why from
My
Red Rocks.
goodness. Look at you.
March from Soulshine and Trinocular from the Ogden.
That was
That
on
is
my
your
list
that's
too.
number three.
Yeah. I got some qualms with these lists. I
Okay.
thought any list without Tooth from Camp Elsewhere should be void.
I'm wondering where the Shaky Ground from Radius is.
There we go.
That was the main one that jumped out to me. Um, the I don't want to get it wrong. Let me look at my list real quick.
Yeah, if you while he looks for his list, if you haven't
Yeah,
heard Tooth from Camp Elsewhere, I think it might be my favorite jam ever, and I'm sure we'll talk about it in our 2024 recap next month.
yes, we will, which will be the first episode of the new year. Clickling Echo from Envision. It was the first thing that they did in the year, I believe, and so it doesn't surprise me. And it was in Puerto Rico, so a lot of
Costa
people,
Rica.
Costa Rica, sorry, but a lot of people weren't there, so
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise me that a lot of people it didn't make the list, but if you have not checked out Envision and specifically that Clicklang Echo modular, I think that's one of their finest moments of the year as well. And I was surprised that didn't pop up on more lists.
So one's got my vote. Scotty, are you voting for 1, 2 so I can hear them
Nope.
be or what?
I mean, I guess I should, right? Like you vote for the people that are going to be there, like vote for you. But if it's me and I'm voting purely off of my reaction to the list, I'm going list number two. Um, I don't deny that the top song it does it can influence this whole thing in a weird way. I think list one is going to run away with it. Um, but-
Yeah, I haven't really done any counting or anything like that, but it seems pretty close to what I'm seeing. Voting runs through December 22nd. End
okay.
of day is that Sunday? Yes, end of day Sunday. So get your votes in for playlist one if you haven't yet, so I can hear Demby for the second time this year. But
Yeah.
no, congrats to all of these people for having their playlists chosen here. What a cool thing to
Sure.
as a person have your playlist hand selected from I'm sure the hundreds if not north of 1,000 submissions that they got on this and just a really cool way that they're doing content that I think that we're going to start to see more and more of here so great
Yeah. I mean,
stuff.
we've got two set list related contests in 2 years with them. So it seems to be something that they enjoy doing.
Love that. I enjoy it
Yeah.
as well. Okay, Scotty, you're on the seat today for our given hot takes.
I
What
am,
you got
Nate.
for me? You trying to piss me off tonight?
I actually, this was something that I said in a group chat that you and I are in that I immediately stopped talking about because I said, "Ooh, this is too good to talk about in a group chat." It's about time for a stage rearrangement, my friend. I
No, Scotty.
I think it's time to put Zach back in the middle of the stage.
No, no. I need
Yes.
him as close to the front as possible so I can see what he's doing. Come
Okay.
on.
Is that
I
is
need
that is that your reasoning for this layout being
not a
your
hundred
particular
percent. I
favorite?
mean, it's in there. I think the way him and Alana are currently configured is how it needs to be. And I think Jeffrey in the top middle, kind of looking over everybody like the uncle
Like the cool
figures.
dad?
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly. And being able, but the way that Alana doesn't have to turn her back from the crowd to
Mhm.
look at Zach and do those, and we get to see the side by sides of that. I mean, her and Zach lock in on each other on their eyes on so many different moments, and just like you see them both like laughing at
Yeah,
each other and stuff like
yeah.
that. So
Uh,
I'm, man, when they
I,
when they switched
I,
things up was 2016, right?
yeah, around that
Um,
time.
I think it kind of shades back to the old like 2004 stage setup. But explain your piece. Go on. I'm taking
So
your take for a ride.
a lot of the stuff that you said is kind of the reason I guess in a different way that I like it with Zach in the middle. I like Jeffrey being on the side. I can't see shit that Jeffrey's doing in the back, and
Okay.
I think Zach being much more. This is a very selfish given hot take. I'm sure the reason that the band is set up the way they are is because it works best for them. Um,
Yeah.
I don't deny that. I'm not like it makes me angry. I can't see Jeffrey's tablets. Like I get it. But personally, I think that Zach is such a nucleus that just seeing his big energetic setup and presence in the middle was a lot of fun in 2015. And
I get
I
that.
think
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will call 2015 their favorite year. And so when you go back and you see that setup, it kind of you're like, oh yeah, that's right. They were
Mm.
all around him. To your point about Alana and Zach and kind of the way that you can see them laugh and interact, that really would be the reason that I would say keep it that way because I love on the streams how it's just very easy to get a lot of really good human friendship moments between them.
This is
That
what I'm talking about here.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
So, I mean, this picture has got to be from 2004 or earlier,
hmm
probably, I would assume. So we got Zach back here behind Murph.
sure,
I love the dueling laptops in the middle. I loved that from that
hmm
era too. But again, I think this was the last time we saw it in terms
yeah.
of the current stage setup, and it seemed like returning to roots a little bit.
Right. The one of my favorite parts about that 2015 Zach in the middle setup was the fact that because Zach controls the segs and kind of controls the cues for everything, how you knew when something was coming in a cool way. You'd see Hunter and Zach or Hunter and Alana turn around to Zach, and you knew, oh, something's about to happen, something cool is coming, because they were all kind of trying to get it at the same time. That was something that I, in that era, got very in tune with and would get really excited when I would see the body language of them turning around, kind of starting to cue up whatever was happening next. Um, so yeah, I would just like to see him bring it back. There was during that early Alana era to, or I guess Murph to 2016, they switched stage setups 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, so we had this. This is 2015 or 2014, I believe. Yeah, you
So
got
this,
Jeffrey
yeah,
in the back left corner. So it's almost like Jeffrey, Zach, and Phipps were in the back, kind
right.
of on the same level. Zach a little bit
I don't hate that.
elevated in the middle. No, I think this is what you want.
Yeah,
this is what you're
yeah,
talking about here.
yeah. Well,
And then
I like well I Phipps and Jeffrey are honestly interchangeable in this conversation. They can be left or right side. It wouldn't make a difference to me. I just really am talking about Zach being in the middle.
at the end of the Murph era, this is what you saw.
Yeah, Phipps in the middle.
Yes, Phipps in the middle. Zach, Phipps in the middle, kind of like lower than like Zach's. Like
Yeah.
his platform is like like Phipps's nipples, Phipps
I-
nips. And then I mean Jeffrey's tall as hell, so he's probably somewhere in the middle there too. And then Murph on the left
yeah.
and Hunter on the right. So yeah, it's
Right.
changed quite a bit, and that's quite a few times within that 3 4 year span. And then since 2016, it's been almost 8 years since they've
Yeah.
changed it up. Um, but like you said, I just got to think that the reason it hasn't changed in so long is that it's, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, it's
But
definitely function over form. It doesn't, they can make anything look good, but obviously the way that this is set up just works for them and kind of obviously it feels like Phipps and Hunter really need to be close to each other for melody purposes, and then obviously Alana and Zach are two peas in a pod. They got to be close to each other. She's
the
got to do
goddamn pocket, bro. Yeah.
yeah. So, the rhythm pocket in that little section, that's yeah, I guess leave it the way it is. But it would be it'd be cool for old time's sake to see Zach in the
Yes,
middle.
I agree. It'd be cool to see like for viewing sake and everything like that to see him switch it up, and it's something that would absolutely drive us crazy as big of nerds as we are on something that we'd notice as soon as we stepped into the venue. So
Right.
it's a really cool topic of conversation. Another band that has switched up their um, stage setup, I think, is Humphreys McGee, where Stasek used to be in the middle between Jake and Brendan, and then they recently went back to Brendan being in the middle, so he's next to Jake, so they can kind of have those dueling guitar. So it's a really cool conversation with any jam band like this, where like communication is so key, and how the
Right.
gear is set up is so key, and sight lines for the band themselves are so key. So
Yep.
it's it's a cool topic, and I'm glad that you brought it up. But I vote let's keep it the way it is for sure.
Well, all right then. Guys, before we get into show picks, we're gonna kick uh Christmas song STS9 to next week with Rohan, because
Hmm.
why not have a buddy to talk about that with?
Yeah, we need more than two guys talking about this for sure.
Yeah, and you don't, it's gonna be the 26th. You're gonna turn it on. You're gonna be a little bummed Christmas is over. Let's keep the vibes going a little longer. So we're
Yep.
gonna close it out here with show picks. The only fair way to do this is to flip the Zen can. Nate,
Yeah. We're
do you
doing a
have a Zen
little.
can handy?
No shit. Of course I do, buddy. So we're gonna do a snake draft here. Winner. So I'm gonna flip. You're gonna call it.
Mm,
Um, and you can either choose do you get the first pick or do you get the second two picks, right?
okay.
So what we're picking is we're gonna pick three songs for that we believe SCSN is gonna play at their
Uh-huh.
upcoming New Year run in New Orleans. You can inspect the coin here.
Okay.
Heads
Heads.
is in Wintergreen 6. I'm gonna cover the barcode so you guys don't scan it for my rewards. Uh, tails will be the backside with the barcode. So, Scotty, call it in the air.
All right, tails never fails.
It is heads.
Fuck, I was gonna go heads. I don't know why I did.
All right, I'm gonna go the second two picks. You can have
Good,
first pick.
because I'm taking shaky ground.
Okay, shaky ground.
Are we going? All right, so I was thinking about this. Are we gonna say that once you call a song, you can't recall a song?
Yeah, no,
All right.
yeah. Like, only
If you
we
miss
can't
it,
call this in.
like I can call Freak Suite again if I want, if you don't take it. But like if I had called Freak Suite and
Yes,
they had played it, then it's off the table. Okay,
100%.
cool. I'm
Yes.
gonna go ahead and get my shaky ground point.
All right, I'm gonna go with Call Jam.
Okay.
Yep,
What's your second?
it's so due. I'm gonna do a mobsters.
Fuck you.
It's been a really long time since they played mobsters uh or Call Jam. I'm gonna look it up real quick on
God damn it.
soundtribe.us here. Let's see, Call Jam. It has been 4 months and 2 days since STS9 last played Call Jam. They played it in Flagstaff. They
Okay.
played a lot of shows since then, though. And I feel like no New Year's Eve run is complete without a nice Call Jam. That's the only one so far this year, in 2024.
Okay.
Mobsters,
All right, so that's your second?
yes. And let me put it like just for style points, I'm gonna say they're gonna mix Funky House into it too.
Okay.
That's not a part. I get the point if they play
You
mobsters,
get
but I think
your song is Mobsters.
my song is Mobsters. It's been a
Okay.
year. It's been 1 year and 10 months and 2 days since they played Mobsters. Last time they played it was in New Orleans at those February 17th, 2023 shows. So
So
what
I'm torn. I get two. I get two and then you
you
get
get your
one.
second and third songs. Yes.
So I'm torn here because I can either go all in and be a dick and tail on your mobsters and just take the sweet. But if the
No.
mobsters,
You'd have to take Surreality Eve.
right, that's what I'm saying. I would take the second and third part of the mobster suite.
Oh, so
Um,
if I get the points, you get the points?
exactly. But if you don't get the points, then I waste two picks because I probably won't get the points. Fuck you. I'm taking Surreality and EB. That's what I'm doing.
That's the okay. You're gonna
Those are my
take both
picks.
of those songs.
I'm taking both of them.
Those your second and third
Yes.
songs. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I think a mobster. I believed a mobster suite was going to happen before you pick mobsters, and so it would be cowardly for me to back down on that take now. I'm
Oh my
taking
God, dude.
shaky ground.
If they do like a mobsters like funky like mobsters funky house Puma, that would be hilarious. Which they have
Alana,
done.
Alana, if you're listening, you have the opportunity to do the funniest thing
She's
ever.
not right in the set list. Don't cry to Alana.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Of course, she has input on the set list. All right, so I got one more. I'm gonna stick with my Oakland pick. I'm gonna go with 12. I think we got
All
it here.
right.
12. Let's get a some stats on 12 here. Uh, typing out 12 is such a
Feels
bitch.
weird.
Yeah. There we go. It's been 1 year, 7 months, and 27 days since STS-9 last played Time Within Evolving Living Vehicle Earth. Last one was April 22nd, 2023 in Austin, Texas at the
Yeah.
Concourse Project. I feel good about my picks here. Feel good about them.
Okay.
So
I
you
feel great
have,
about mine.
say your three again.
I have Shaky Ground, Surreality, and EB.
All right. I have Call Jam, Mobsters, and 12. So we'll see. um, guys, we won't talk to you until after Christmas here. So have a great holiday if you're celebrating. Safe travels to anybody that's traveling to see family. Hope that everybody gets what they want. All I want for Christmas is a 12 on New Year's Eve. So we'll see.
Hope you
But
get it.
we'll be back on the 26th with, like Scotty said, the second installment of our artist series here with Rohan Solo. Can't wait. But thanks for listening today. I hope you had much as fun as we did. Peace.